How you doing today?
I'm doing good, Twisty. I assume I can call you Twisty, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good. But now, this heat, obviously, there's been a lot of hot weather in Britain, as we like to call it, from the last week.
I'm pretty. What's it getting up to? You
Wait,
hear
can
me?
you repeat that for me? I had like spike.
Oh, no. I said, what's it getting up to?
What, the weather?
Yeah, what's the weather getting up to? Like the temperature.
About, I think it's in Fahrenheit, I would say about 85. Is it 85 in Fahrenheit? I know it's
It's
31 degrees Celsius,
yeah, it's about
as simple terms.
yeah. I looked it up. It's about 29, 29.30 something, 29.4.
Yeah,
That's
that's what it was in my area. About between 29 and 31.
yeah. It's
It's
about the
been
same.
quite a hot week.
Oh, it has. It has here too. It's definitely not something that I'm enjoying. The extreme heat. It's pretty bad, especially when you go places that don't have AC.
But yeah, definitely. Out across to you're from Britain as well, aren't you? Or are you from the US?
No, I'm from the South, the deep South, United States.
Ah, I did recall you saying that actually.
Yeah. The
Again with the time zones and
y-
everything.
yeah, yeah. I usually go with Central, so that's a bit. At least in the United States, that's easier for people to. It's easier for them to make that connection because it's 2 hours ahead. Oh, it's 3 hours behind. We're 2 hours behind. I don't think there's an extra time zone beyond. Was it Pacific? No. Pacific is
Yeah, like
East Coast, right? Yeah, that is East Coast. I went to the Atlantic.
like
I'm
for me,
stupid.
I categorize three time zones in America. You've got the Eastern, which is obviously the closest one to the UK. I think that's about
Yeah,
six,
Eastern
7 hours
time zone. I'm
behind.
so
Then you got
dumb.
Central, which is an additional hour, and then you got the West Coast, which is obviously 9 hours behind.
Yeah. But so what's the void resonance? What is that? Where'd you get that name?
Oh, void resonance. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish your question. Can you repeat that for me, please?
No. I was asking what's with the name void resonance.
Oh, void resonance. Okay, so a funny story about this actually. I, I was an admin on a Gmod zombie survival server,
Right.
right? And long story short, there was a bit of corruption in it. So I decided to bring back my old network, which was Gaming Elite. And you're gonna laugh at this, by the way. It was for Mario Kart Wii,
Oh no.
way back in the day. Because obviously, back then, I was in my teenage years, so to speak. So it kind of makes sense playing, a teenager sort of game at that point. Uh, but Void Resonance was actually by a guy called Lezian or something like that. I always get his name wrong, but he's from the Netherlands, and he actually owned the domain voidresonance.com. And back then, I didn't know much when it came to domains and whatnot, and I think it was something that was that I needed to undergo and work on. So he happily, let me borrow that domain. And obviously, as years evolved as years came on and I evolved into more of the technology, I kind of made it into my own non-profit network at that point. And about 3 years later, he actually well, he didn't sell the domain to me. He gave it to me for like the transfer fees and
Yeah.
everything that I covered at that point. And that's pretty much how Void Resonance came to be. It was a basic Gmod zombie survival game mode originally with a team speak that was on a multiplayer. I think it was no multiplay. It was on multiplay at their 50% off discount for like the whole year.
Yeah.
And from that point, we got our own dedicated server with Nitrous Networks. Shout out to Soros, shall I say? And I've been with them ever since. Nitrous Network's always fantastic deals and everything. And again, this was the host themselves. They started from Bristol originally, which is their I should be saying this live, but it's their hometown, so to speak. And
Yeah.
so obviously it was easier for them to work on the servers and whatnot. And ever since they expanded, they now have their main servers in London, which is where our main servers now in. Well, not supposedly, actually, it is in London at this point. And yeah, we've been with Nitrous for over 7 years now, as I like to say. And there's not been any issues at all with the company and us. And ever since then, like I say, TeamSpeak grown. We became the #1 UK TeamSpeak. Literally, it was the #1 UK TeamSpeak, especially for non-profit as well.
Non-profit,
with having over 300 daily. Pardon?
No. You said you can go ahead and finish what you were saying. I was just thinking out loud. I'm sorry.
It's all right. With over 300 concurrent connections to our TeamSpeak server, which brought a lot of attention, and it actually became one of the top global TeamSpeak servers in the world, so to speak. And this is where me and Cur7, another shout out, shall I say, decided to work on this proxy system, which was completely anonymous for people. And how it worked was people connect it, and it actually showed them. This is probably for TeamSpeak, no installation or anything. You just put in the TeamSpeak IP and port number, and it will max you into that country because it uses that actual VPS from that location. And how we did it was, say that if you joined for that proxy and you got banned, we had an automatic ban system and unban system for that IP. So the ID got banned, which is the unique ID for the person, but the IP itself automatically got unbanned. So obviously for people that were still accessing it through, that VPS, they were able to join back through it. And then Discord came around, and that was another brick, shall I say, to begin with, because when Discord first came around, I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm going to be honest with you, Twisty, because I was, I was popular with the TeamSpeak, and TeamSpeak, it was managed by us. Whilst keeping this stream friendly, it was more of a communist system, as people like to call us, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because it was more, we had more management. As with Discord, it goes under, their terms of service, their rules, and everything like that. But, I gave it a shot at that point. I gave it a shot, and at the end of the day, I thought, okay, I'll challenge this, and lo and behold, you don't want me advertising on the stream, do you? The IP, the URL.
I mean, it's probably fine. I don't think it's gonna be that big a deal.
Okay. So obviously we now own, or shall I say own in a way, the VR vanity for Discord. So it's literally discord.gg/VR. Now, can you imagine if I never went down the Discord route? Can you imagine who would have that VR vanity right now?
Oh man, I imagine it'd be pretty embarrassing.
I'll tell you what though, and you go laugh at this, by the way. So before Discord, so now they implemented a system where if someone unboosts now, you have 3 days to get your you have 3 days to keep your perks basically. So if you won't lose your level till 3 days later, and it warns you how long's left, so to speak. But before that was implemented, Twist, there was no warning. At one time, I did actually lose that vanity.
Oh man.
I lost that vanity once, and it was actually owned by. Again, I'm not going to go into super details of it, but luckily it was a scamming Discord. So it was like a Discord where, they found an exploit on how to, get Nitro without paying for it, basically. But obviously Discord was on the case, they took down that server, and when I realised that server was gone, I quickly took the vanity back. And we've kept it ever since. I know that's a quick in-depth about how void resonance became, but just give you the quick rundown of it and everything.
I don't know. I caught the word "quick" in there. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, that's like
So
the
much I
whole
can say.
that's the whole history of it. I mean, I'm probably gonna ask you to double up on
No,
questions, but I mean, no, go ahead, go
there's
ahead. Yeah, there's some lag there.
sorry, there's a lot of in between, but I'm giving you the basic rundown of it. So I didn't tell you about the waifu groups. I didn't tell you about the whole development or the website or anything like that. I just gave you from A to B basically, because obviously you've got a lot more questions being fired towards my way. I take it. So that's why I left open spots.
Well, why? I was gonna say like why the name exactly, like, and then that was my original. That was my original question.
Yeah. So I like to talk a lot, as people know me for. So that's that was pretty much why. But yeah, going back to your original question, it would come from simply because someone owned that domain name at the time. Someone special and fantastic owned that domain name,
Oh,
and that's how we
okay.
took it. And from there, we evolved from there. So if they didn't have that domain, I don't know what to be honest, I probably wouldn't even have a network at this point.
Wow.
It would have been something completely different.
I'm looking at these crane. Look, we can get crane shots here. We're all hardcore up in this bitch. There's a camera
Nice.
right up there somewhere. Yeah, that's cool. I might have to use those when like
Nice crane shot.
I should have done that. I mean, you can see what it is right there. I mean, if you look, you can see what it is. But so you're really,
All my friends say hello.
yeah, you're really into like computers and shit, right? Do you do just the digital side, or are you good at building computers?
See, funny story. Because obviously a lot of people know me, I do have what's called temperamental value, so to speak. I think that's the best way I can say it, being stream and video friendly. So when it comes to PC parts, I know how they work, I know how they tick, but I don't particularly, take them and basically take them out and put them back together, because with my strength and how big my hands are in real life, I would end up breaking it. Like the RAM sticks the other day. I had to put an extra RAM stick in my PC to make it 24 gigabytes of RAM. That took 2 hours to do, Twist, just because of how, ginormous my hands are in real life. But when it comes to the software side, I pretty much know how to do everything on the software side.
I'm just thinking about your hands, like these big meaty sausages, trying to push this teeny tiny little, stick into the drive. You're just like, and it's like just like actually like
You
that
got
big.
it, yeah.
So you have to use like, that's just like, now I just can't get that image out of my head.
To simply put, I have to select the RAM stick. Yeah, so the PC has the CPU caller, and where the RAM goes, like one of the RAM stick literally, I mean you can probably visualize this right now. Where the RAM stick literally has to go underneath the CPU caller. So can you imagine my meaty fucking sausage fingers? Going underneath this big, massive, like Minecraft block, trying to fit it in. Nah. But luckily, like I said, I've got 3 RAM sticks, so that's why I've got 24
Yeah.
and 32.
How much RAM do you have?
24.
That's a weird number. Oh yeah, you didn't do it by intervals. All right, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's 8, 8, and 8. It was maybe 8, 8, 8, and 8, but the last RAM stick just wasn't working.
Oh, it sucks. It does.
Yeah,
suck.
so I'm stuck with 24, but yeah, it is. I agree with you. It is an odd number, something that you wouldn't usually justify with people. Hey, look, I've got 24 gigabytes of RAM in my PC. Yeah.
I probably need to get me some more RAM. No, I'm kidding. I probably have too much, but uh, no, 24. So did you build your own computer with your hands, or did somebody have to help you with that because of all the tiny details?
Oh, it was pre-built. It was pre-built, and it was like I don't know, maybe 8 years ago, more than 8 years ago. But another funny story. My actual main PC broke down, so to speak. So I had to spend like about $500, I think. Getting all different parts and that, and then the RAM stick, and the GPU fried, so I was stuck with one GPU. So the PC I'm actually using is my dad's old one. And from that, I upgraded that one. But eventually, I'm going to get a whole new PC because I'm looking into getting a full body, which is from StoneX. I believe I said that right. StoneX is like this, alternative to a full body solution, which is like you'll be surprised at this. €100 is going to cost just to
Oh,
have a DK1 prototype. Yeah, a full body from StoneX, €100, which is roughly, I would say, $150. Yeah, literally. That excludes shipping, though. By the way, so obviously you got to pay for shipping prices, I believe. But yeah, and the actual guy, one of the creators, joined my Discord not long
oh
ago as
shit.
well, the VR one.
Well, that's cool.
They've been active in it pretty much, and he's a swell guy, so to speak. I did though. He did tell me I did interrupt his TF2 game though. When I had him on Steam, and he's like, "Well, I presume it was a joke, but it's a bit of banter." He says you've interrupted my TF2 session. So, but it was worth it. I mean, for someone as popular as them to join, my Discord is kind of an honor at that point. Because, then, I am, as people like to say, a big, popular person. But, I don't put myself up there, as people like to claim I do. I like to mix and mingle with people. You know what I mean? It's more the fact of I'm a community person than a high horse individual. That's why I always, when people come to me or I go to people, I always make sure I mix and talk. Because what makes someone popular is being involved in a community. It's actually, thriving with the community. I mean, if it weren't for the community, my Discord would be dead by now at this point.
How long? So how long exactly has it been up?
What? So Void Resonance as a whole, or Void Resonance as in the VR chat side?
The Discord.
The Discord, now you're talking. About 2.5 years, the Discord, I would say, officially.
It looks like it's a really active one, though, for being up that long.
Yeah, because, again, go back to my original, statement. It's because I participate within the community. It's like, my friends that's doing the Spider-Man technique up there. When they joined, even, participating in this interview, I still acknowledge that they're there. You know what I mean? I still acknowledge and say, hello and how's it going, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
How long has he been up there?
This is maybe a one-on-one interview. Pardon?
How long has he been up there?
5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Because I saw this web hit beneath my feet, and I thought it was just my hands screwing up.
Yeah.
It's like I click on the crane, and he's just like in front of it. Well, I'm sorry. What were you?
You know what I mean? It's like,
Go ahead. Go back to what you were saying.
But yeah, it's like, when True came in, I say hello to them and whatnot because, it's manners at the end of the day. Like, I could just be, talking to you and completely ignore them, but how would that make them feel? How would that make them as an individual feel? They'd probably just unfriend me and leave me, then and then, you know what I mean? If I was anyone else. And I wouldn't blame them for that. So, communication is key.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's literally what I say all the time. At least I used to. Communication is key. But it's like the key to every relationship. If you don't, no communication, but between your head and your ass, you're full of shit. Then it's all fucked. I don't know where I was.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that was a lot
That's,
funnier in my
that's
head.
me trying not to swear.
When did you get into computers?
I'm joking, I'm messing with you. I just said, there's me trying not to swear. You said 3 swear words.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Don't worry about it. But no, it's like when me and you first met in the courthouse. You know what I mean? When you doing like your YouTube business and whatnot. Wasn't I interested in that and see how you were doing?
Yeah. Well, I was in there, and that was for VR Chat Court. I think it was one of the first VR court videos. I can't say for sure. It's definitely probably in the top 20 first VR Chat Court videos, but it's literally called VR Chat Court. Yeah, it had some cameos from people you might know, and it's up there. It's been up there for about it's not quite a year, but that was a disaster. That was an absolute disaster. It was a pain in the butt.
Yeah, but even so, pain in the butt, like, you can't succeed unless you have failure. Like, that's what I tell people, because obviously I run the breach branch, for my quote unquote waifu community. But it's not just a waifu community, it's a whole big VR chat community within itself. And I always tell people, and this is a trade secret, by the way, don't always think you're going to succeed. I mean, just the other week, I had, again, I've got to be careful because, this is stream friendly and whatnot. I had a targeted attack on the 26th of last month. And, it's just the fact is you have to take things, by the horns, so to speak, and you have to be prepared for these types of attacks and whatnot. And these attackers got nowhere, basically. They actually, and I am going to swear now, they fucked themselves in the foot at this point. Because at the end of the day, it's like, why build something up and then break it? So when it comes to failure, always expect that. Like, always expect that there's going to be a downfall somewhere,
Yeah.
or something may mess up at this point. It's like, okay, I'll give you another example. When I applied for the Discord partnership, I applied twice, yeah? First time, I got upset because, it's like, we're thriving, we're getting good numbers and whatnot, but they rejected the application, which, is understandable. The second time, I wrote it, because it all depends how you write the application, I think, as well. I wrote it differently, to involve, more of a community standard at this point, and I still got rejected. Obviously, that hurt me, not as much as the first, but it still, got to me at that point. But I kind of see where Discord's going. Like, again, going back to the VR vanity. If you've got the VR vanity, I mean, look at other games like Phasmophobia and not just Minecraft, but Fall Guys. You see how many people join their Discord on a daily basis versus, the one that has literally the VR vanity Discord. They have 10 times more people, and I'm going to be honest with you when I say this, they have 10 times more people joining theirs than we do on ours. And you wouldn't think that, would you, for us owning the VR vanity? And I think that's what Discord's trying to make us improve on, so to speak. Not just the members joining, but like the more interaction of the members joining. Because the numbers are high, so like when people join, the interaction's high, but, from that point, I don't think it's as high enough as what the other popular Discords are at.
You're talking about retention?
Yes, as you like to say. But I was keeping it in simple terms, for video purposes. Because, some people may not understand what that word means.
Yeah, boy. What's the old saying is, if you say something fast enough, people believe you're right no matter what.
That's true. That's also true. Like, it depends, but it also depends how you approach situations and scenarios. Like, what I mean? It's not only that, the key thing as well with communities, people go where their friends are. Like, I have seen this time and time and time again, Twist. No matter how good a community is, if you've got a friend that's in this community, you'll more likely go to that community, won't you? Don't worry about through. They're swinging around.
No, I was actually looking.
Yeah.
I was looking for the cameras. There we go. There's one that's rotating. Oh yeah. But go ahead. You were saying.
No. I finished that sentence. So if
It's just it's just a real experimental stream. See, there it is. Whenever the light's on, you know that that's the one that's on you. See, we're there. Say hi. So hey, everybody there on Twitch and or YouTube. Oh, we're gone. But no, when exactly did you get into like programs and stuff, and the software side of computers?
Good question. Good question with that one. Obviously, when I was playing Mario Kart Wii, I was a geek at school, so to speak. But at first, and you're going to think I'm bullshitting when I say this, I didn't like PCs when I first used them. Like, I thought they were boring. And don't forget, this is when I was growing up, because I'm 27 now. But back then at school, it was like, some big, chunky Windows, like 98, PCs. And then it was Windows XP, which was all right, actually, but it was still terrible for like a school thing and whatnot. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like PCs to begin with. And when I was doing Mario Kart Wii, that's when custom tracks became a thing. Well, not really a thing, but a handful of people knew about it. So it was like you was able to modify your Wii console to add these, specialized, unofficial Nintendo tracks. Well, not Nintendo tracks, but tracks that you can actually race on. And it was single player, and I got in the scene of that as well. And obviously, I started to learn my own stuff, programming. It was Python to begin with, I think it was. And then Python, luckily Lua's not that far from Python. So I learned Lua, because obviously that's what you needed for Garry's mod. And from there, I learned, because HTML is not a language, no matter what people say, HTML, I wouldn't really class that as a learning language. Like it's, anyone can do HTML at this point, pretty much, if you put your mind to it. But then it was PHP, which is the server-side scripting. Learned a bit of that because I needed to for the website and whatnot. But even now, I asked that guy which is Curse7 again, to do the website side of things because it's more his code and he knows what everything is in comparison to me. Because if I touch something, it's like, if he needed to fix it, he's going to be like, oh, what the fuck's this shit? You know what I mean? It's like this way. You both have a different taste. Like, for example, a different genre, a different crusade. So it's like, hey, I can go to an Indian restaurant, and you may want to go to a Chinese restaurant. Both of them are just as good for takeout. But, we both have different styles and what we like. And that's why you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Because then you can have best of both worlds. And that's what we do. We're like, an all-you-can-eat buffet at this point.
Wow.
And then we can decide what we want.
Best of both worlds? Man, I remember when that song came out. Wait, no. Was it when it came out? I don't remember. Anyways, I worked somewhere where that was one of the songs that would constantly play on the station, and I had to hear it over and over and over and over and over again, to where whenever it would loop, whenever the audio would loop, it would play the same songs every time, and I would be going through my head all day long. And
like a Britney Spears, come get you off my head.
Yeah. So what other like?
But no, here's a question.
What's up?
No, sorry. I'll ask you a question, Twist, to begin with. Well, not to begin with. Sorry, it's a bit hot here, so obviously my mind's not.
I got you. I got the same.
So
it's the same. It's really hot.
Do you think Void Resonance is a communist group? And give me your honest opinion on this. So what you've seen from me and everything else, do you think we're a communist group?
Communist?
Obviously, there's no right or wrong answer.
Like commoner? Is that what you're saying? Or communist?
No, a communist. So like a communist.
A commoner, like a peasant.
Not like Russia, so to speak. A communist.
Oh, like the red salute sort of stuff.
Yeah, a communist group. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right, or you may not understand what I mean.
You're talking about like Stalin and
Yeah.
like Marx, yeah,
I wouldn't say it like that, but
or Lenin. I think
so
it's just
do you
a.
think we're more of an isolated?
I don't think so. I mean, not from what I've seen. I mean, I can go and I can look at it right now. I don't see anything like that. The closest thing to communism I see on here is a couple of hands shaking. It's about all I see.
Well, in simple terms, do you think we're the isolated group? I think that's the best way. I should
An
have
isolated
said
group?
So do you think we're a group that just?
No,
so for example,
it looks just like every other VR chat group, but you know, it's got its own flair, its own personality.
Okay. It's because, like I said, you know, we have the waifu group, we have the nightclub, the boxing, the police department, and obviously, you know, some people are assuming, you know, that we're an isolated / communist group because, you know, of those elements.
Yeah,
but
communist.
Like,
I thought you
my
said.
perspective, it's more like the fact is, yeah. And I don't like slating other groups, so I'm not going to mention other groups in that. But when you go into a particular other group, shall I like to say, they treat people so bad in this game, and it's ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? You can say something, you can say one thing out of place, and you can get demoted, banned, or even banned from that group. And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? It's you know, this person didn't do anything that bad, and that's one reason why we've done these categories or, you know, different sections on our systems, because then, you know, people don't have to worry about getting punished, you know, just because they said something wrong. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, I mean, there's extreme levels, which again, keeping it extreme and video friendly. There's extreme levels that obviously will have to penalize people, punish people, or to ban people, so to speak. But, you know, just telling someone to fuck off, for example, is a key word. I wouldn't class that as a punishable offence, because, you know, things can what you call it, can flare up at that point.
Yeah, well, so, you know, sometimes friends get heated, and sometimes they can say things that are just a flash in the pan that aren't really. Not flash in the pan's probably not a good word, but no, they're probably, sometimes people just get heated and they say shit they don't really mean.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you know, these other groups, they get punished for it, and it's like they didn't even do anything that bad. I mean, you know, the amount of stories I get from people, again, because, you know, it's stories as I like to call them. The amount of stories I get from people telling me stuff, it's pathetic. Like, at the end of the day. But, you know, going back to my original statement from a while ago, people go where their friends are. So no matter how good you make a group, if you got a friend in this particular group, you know, they go to where their friend is. And again, you know, I respect that, so to speak. Because, you know, it's loyal and, you know, that in the circle, for example. And again, because you think about it, yeah. Social anxiety. Let's talk about social anxiety quickly. You go into a pub, right? You go into, oh no, I'll simplify it even more. You go into your local pub. You know everyone at a local pub, don't you? Well, you should do at this point, because, you know, it's your local pub. It's your like all pub, so to speak. You know, your anxiety levels are not going to be well. They shouldn't be high unless, you know, certain things. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to offend someone. But if you go to, for example, another town, into another pub, it may be the same chain, but you see what I'm getting at now. You're new to that pub. So, like, it's going to be different faces, different people, different staff, different area. Even the toilets will be in a different location. You see what I'm getting at? So your excitedly is probably going to go from there to there. And that's the same when it comes to groups. When it comes to groups, like, the way we do stuff, everything is on the calendar, and we do a weekly meet and greet every Thursday. You know, everyone knows the time, and it's simple as that. But, like, if we were to change the curriculum, for example, some people, you know, they don't like that. They don't like that. And that's why they like to keep things simple and stuff that's planned beforehand. And that's pretty much my answer at that point.
To how you got into programming.
Oh, I went off on one day. I answered that one about 20 minutes ago.
So how'd you get into VR?
So, like, VR chat or just VR?
VR.
See, that's actually a difficult question, in all fairness. I don't know. I just, like, the fact is, it was more for well, it's not a difficult question, actually. I remember now. It was more for developer purposes. So, like, you know, I make stuff for the PC side, right? But Quest, it's a blind spot for me. So I had to rely on, you know, third parties to acknowledge how things, you know, worked and ticked. But obviously with me, without being offensive to people, I trust my eyes more than other people saying, if that makes sense. So, I did more like an enter thing with the Discord where, you know, I mean, you could send so much money into a pot, you would get points for that to exchange in order for me to get a Quest 2 headset. And obviously that was achieved, you know, before Christmas and whatnot. And that's how I got the Quest 2. And then the Quest 2, obviously you've seen several of the worlds we make and whatnot, I still test the Quest side of that, including the Quest avatars. Just because, and that's pretty much that is how I got VR at that point.
What made you, maybe, like, what made you want to get it?
Financially from other people as well. Pardon?
What made you be like, damn, I should get VR?
Developer purposes, so for development at this point.
Oh, because you wanted to edit and shit, okay.
Yeah. And it was just more the fact of fitness as well. So, like, you know, I can build my fitness level up at that point.
Has that helped?
I know what a lot of people are thinking of. A lot of people are thinking, nah, you got it for the ERP sessions, didn't you?
Yeah, I got that a lot. I got that a lot. Actually, I still get that a lot. Well, can you watch porn? And I'm like, yeah. But I mean, there's just, like, easier ways to do that than spend, you know, 1,000 or what is it, 1,500 on a headset and a couple thousand on a PC. I mean, there are easier ways to do that.
Society today, obviously, again, you know, I have to keep this YouTube and Twitch friendly. People do go out of their ways to get full body to have sexual orientation, as people like to say with other people. And again, I personally myself, I don't blame them for all that. I mean, if you want to go, as you just quote yourself, spend £1,000 or dollars or whatever on full body, you know, just to be with someone, and go for it. Like, as long as it's legal, you know what I mean? As long as you keep it legal or whatnot, then yeah. Because again, I had to state that. But again, reasons that I can't define in this. But yeah, if people want to go and spend $1,000 just to, you know, have sexual altercations with their partner, for example, again, in legal standards, then
Yeah,
go for it.
we've already stated that. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it's obviously
with
clear.
me,
Whatever it
nah.
is that you might be talking about, I can't think of. But, uh, but no, yeah, yeah. You get with the ERP and stuff. I mean, I guess if they want to, yeah. But I mean, it's a long way to go for or orification or whatever it is that you said. I don't know. I don't know. I
Well,
mean,
no, that's the polite word of saying ERP. You know, when I'm being professional here.
yeah,
Just in case
you're
you
fine
want to edit the
saying
video to
you're
keep it
fine saying ERP.
for me.
It's
Yeah.
learning purposes. So it's not that. I mean, the stuff that you see
Mm.
on a lot of these is not for me to say whether they're right or wrong. I don't really care, but I mean, there's people who do way worse stuff than sit here and say ERP isn't right for me. Something stupid like that. I don't know.
Now it's funny. Some people even questioned have I ERP, but that's I mean, answer's fairly obvious at this point. But it's more the fact of, you know what I mean. I don't do, for that reason I can't disclose.
But no. So what made you want to get into VR chat?
Funny story. Well, I keep saying funny story. Gmod, Garry's mod, got bored of it. Zombie survival. There was a lot of drama. In terms of like people that I was battling out with and whatnot. And I just wanted to try a different game. I tried Galactica, I think it was called, on Steam. But obviously that's a paid game, so to speak. And either being quite big and popular in a big open world, I don't think people will go to spend £22 at the time, which is about $35. And I thought, okay, I've played VR chat before. No, so I was going down my list actually, and I thought, hey, I've played VR chat before, let's go and try it again. Played it for like the whole day. I didn't like it to begin with, and then I started playing it the next day. It was more, but then I started to get addicted to it, and then that's how I joined, these waifu military groups, so to speak. And yeah, from there I just made my own one from that point, because again, corruption within the community. I like to have non-corruption. That's why I do my own little segments or settlements, as people like to put, within each section of VR chat. But nah, it was a mistake to begin with. It was just something that I just clicked on and hit the play button, and here I am, so to speak. It's just a game that can be addictive. But if you're a single player, then it can be very hard to get into this game. You have to join a group, or be connected with someone, or be a streamer to get some enjoyment out of this. Because once you've played a week on here, it gets boring after that. Well, that's my perspective anyway. And that's something VR chat needs to do. VR chat needs to have maybe a toggleable pop-up to say, have you tried this game world or whatever, or like a genre, so to speak, or have you tried this exercise world, or hey, are you a mute? Are you someone that doesn't speak? Have you tried this mute chat world, for example?
Oh, during the loading screens, yeah. And maybe whenever it's like loading up, you can choose to like click on it, like have something in the interface for the loading screens, and maybe be able to access. Oh, I'm not going to go to this world. I want to go try this world here instead. Are you sure you want to go to this world instead? Yes. Click. Something like that. That'd be cool.
Or that then, yeah. I was speaking more of the tutorial things, so like, it gives you more of a configurable option. So they will ask you, do you speak, or do you prefer not to speak, or, are you into the gaming side or the relax side? For example, I still like to say chill, but I like to say relax because I'm old school, and other things. It's like, go back to my original thing, it's like True. I don't think True speaks. I mean, they may do, but don't quote me on that. You know what I mean? Like even now, they've been here for the last half an hour or so, and they just just to listen to an interview take place. But again, go back to the original thing. It's community is key at this point.
I think I see what you're saying when you're talking about kind of an isolationist group. I think that I think that'd be more of a just a tight knit clique. Nothing really wrong with that. Just don't want anybody else coming in and ruin everything and separating the group apart. I've seen that happen before in real life, like in person, and I've obviously seen it happen in what do you call them, like old threads and like I've seen it on Facebook, I've seen it on like YouTube and even stuff like that, and like at places I've worked at and schools and stuff, new kid comes in, ruins everything. So I'm more of a just a tight knit clique would be what I would refer to it as. The So what do you like the best about VR chat?
Well, actually, I'm going to answer this at the same time as what I'm going to tell you.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Social bondage at this point. The way I'm going to say this, I know it sounds a bit sexual, but trust me, it's not. But long story short, I've got an IRL barbecue next week, by the way, with some of the biggest names you could think of in the UK, and that wouldn't be possible if if I wasn't like communicating with people in VR chat. But that's what it is, you know what I mean? There's two sides to it, but give me a sec, I'm just going to take a glass of water.
No, you're right. Just grab a drink real quick. You got to hydrate or dehydrate.
There we go.
Yep.
But no, like I said, it's more to do with... There's two sides of VR chat. You've got the bad side, and then you've got the good side. But that's for like every game. Like I've met a lot of bad people in this game, but in return, I've met a lot of fantastic people. People that thrive, such as yourself. Like you don't have to do this interview with me today. You know what I mean? But you were. You were determined to get this out the way, so to speak. Well, not out the way, but to do it this weekend. When I've been at my quote-unquote lowest point, or one of my lowest points recently. So obviously, I respect you for that. But when it comes to this Sunday, well, not this Sunday, sorry, this weekend coming up, big, massive barbecue at my place. Again, big names. There's going to be a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, and just a lot of collabs, so to speak. And like I say, it's people that own other Discord servers and other VR chat communities that are coming. So I mean, it's selective people that I've chosen by hand, so to speak. And I could be more grateful. And believe it or not, you're going to think I'm bullshitting when I say this, but almost everyone's train ticket cost $150 to get down here, by the way.
100? Just
on the train ticket alone. And that is insane in this country. So just paying that much on the train tickets, that excludes the alcohol beverages that they go to buy from like the supermarket or whatever or anything else. But just paying for the train ticket to get down here being $150, that is that proves loyalty and commitment to that point. And a lot of people wouldn't do that. But because it was something. You're going to laugh at this, by the way, so I'll presume you will do. When it came to the finals in the European World Cup, yeah? Obviously, England versus Germany. England lost on penalties, so obviously, we were a bit down and whatnot, but it was in my nightclub, the one that Temperus made, the little box nightclub or whatever. And with Osprey being British, it's A to B with us. We get to the point and we just talk about, stuff. someone just brought up, are you doing a barbecue soon in Tunstall? Because people know me, I do an annual barbecue. And I was like, yeah. I said, let's do it in August. And then, obviously, Casual, being the head security of my upcoming nightclub that Temperance is also making, he's actually away in August in most times. So I said, okay, let's say end of July then. And bam, this is where it is, end of July, and shockingly, a lot of people are coming. At first, I was like, it's going to be 2 weeks away. Train tickets may be a bit high because, with the whole pandemic erasing now, so to speak. Train prices will go up and whatnot. So I thought, not everyone's going to afford it. But no, everyone has got their train ticket now. Apart from one person, which I believe it or not, I inbox. No, not inbox. I was at the club last night, making sure things were all right, and obviously I met one of my other friends in there, and I told him, I said, you should come down to my barbecue next week, and he's coming down now, so he's just got to speak to, what's it called, his workplace, and he's going to get answered tomorrow to see if he can come down or not, and it'll be good.
Who's that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Did your headset die?
No. I was just fixing something on the stream.
Yeah, that's one thing you'll notice with me, though. I can go off topic, so to speak, but it's more of a ramp thing.
So you said you're having a hard time lately?
Yes, that's correct. That's because, again, I had to talk to Attack on the 26th last month, so to speak. I'm not going to go into full details of it, because of privacy reasons and all that. But to simply put, one person, who I've known for like 2 years, did a couple of things that they shouldn't have done, illegal stuff as well, may I add. And they tried to claim that I was doing highly illegal things, so to speak. And they went around, causing a lot of drama. I've tried to keep this, Twitch and YouTube friendly at this point. And let's just say it this way: it backfired on them. Investigation went underway because obviously, it has to, because it's me. A lot of big people know who I am and whatnot. So, and from there, things got sorted out, and I've been cleared from everything and whatnot. Which what's the obvious thing that was going to happen anyway? But it's just as people like to say, a bunch of idiots that like to tarnish someone's reputation just because they got bored of things.
I mean, it's not, you wouldn't get in trouble on YouTube or Twitch as long as it wasn't, talking about something that was illegal or anything like that. Anything that's not illegal, you'd probably be okay with.
Okay, let me specify that it's not more of Twitch or YouTube, but it's more the fact of slicing and whatnot. Like, when I say something, because obviously I'm a big, again, don't like riding my trumpet or whatnot, or blowing my trumpet. I'm a big influence, as people like to say. So a lot of people, follow my word examples and whatnot. But if I say something, it can be said in another context. That's why I'm careful, when I say certain things, because a lot of things have been taken out of proportion of what I said before. On many topics, and it's like, that's not what I meant, so to speak.
Right.
And it's like now, even this interview, there could be a guarantee that someone could just take a recording of it and then slice it up to make it look like I said something that I didn't, for example.
Oh yeah, because I've had over 80 videos, and I'm sure you can take those videos and make me sound like the worst person that's ever existed. Like drag the name of Twisty Punch through the broken glass filled mud. on some battlefield filled with landmines and dog do.
But the fact is, it's a mixed blessing. So like, it's good being popular. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic being popular. I mean, you get a lot of people coming in and talking to you, and and congratulating you, when you get so successful, and whatnot. But at the same time, you get so many people that want to tarnish your reputation. Like, what I'm getting at? You got people that want to target you just because, they want to get a reaction off you, or they want to see you fail in life, and so to speak. But what you're gonna is though, these people can walk away. These people can literally walk away whenever they want. But for someone like me, especially when it comes to like the VR vanity for the Discord, the whole network, even with my good man Temperus, I like shouting him out, by the way, fantastic. I can't walk away. So whatever actions I undertake, I have to deal with it firsthand. I can't just be like, hey, I believe in Discord now, because I can't do that. I can't do that because, as I said before, too big of a person. Everyone knows who I am, so to speak. So the only way you have to do stuff is being professional all the time. And it can be very tiring. It can be extremely tiring at this point. Like, don't get me wrong, I made an alt account on VRChat once. And it was good. It was good. It was good because no one knew who I was at that point. So I was able to go in places, and it was just good me being myself. But I did. There's another thing as well. I uploaded this avatar on it, and the moment I changed it to this avatar, because everyone knows me for this avatar, right? The moment I changed it to this avatar, people immediately knew it was me. Even though I never spoke, people knew it was me just from this avatar alone. And it was like...
Well, yeah,
So
people
at that
saw
point,
this
it was just
avatar. Like, any of my friends saw this, they would know it was me.
Yeah. That's what it is, it's the whole thing, ain't it? Like, people know people's avatars when they know them long enough. But
Yeah.
like I said, I deleted that account long ago because, like I said, I don't use alt accounts for VR chat and Discord. Like, people claim, use alt accounts to bypass bans and whatnot. But Twisted, this is the one thing as I like to, publicly state at this point. Why would I care about being banned from some random's Discord, for example? You know what I mean? Because I would be breaking Discord's terms of service, correct? If I were to bypass a ban on the account.
Yeah.
I have my own Discord. I could just move on. Like I said before, I'm 27. I mean, I've been in situations and scenarios before when I've been banned or punished from a Discord. I'll set all punishment. But if I've been banned, I'm not going to go and make an alt account, a throwaway account, just to risk losing my main account. Not going to happen. Because Discord is very clever when it comes to, account alteration detection. And all it would take is one single report and bam, that's my vanity gone. I'm not going to risk losing that, going on top of Discord. If I've been banned, I've been banned. Fair play, I'll just move on.
What do you mean?
Even if I get unbanned from Discord, which have been the case, I never join back. Because, then if you've been banned once, you go get banned again for something that you never did.
What's a vanity?
A vanity.
Yeah.
A vanity is, for example, when you have a URL, for example, youtube.com/ that's what the vanity is. So it could be / Mr. Craig Tunstall / Twisty Punch / YouTube itself even. That's a vanity. Or facebook.com / Minxed. That's just a random thing at the top of my head. That's a vanity. So when I say the VR vanity, I'm on about discord.gg/VR.
Holy shit, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
Like I said, I literally own the VR vanity for Discord. Or, sorry, let me correct myself. We have enough boost to maintain the vanity for Discord. I think that's the best way I can legally say it. Because if I say I own the vanity, you know, some people could be like, no, you don't. You have the boost. You know what I mean? You always get the funny individuals that claim that I
Yeah.
don't own it. So that's the best way to say it.
VR is pretty great, huh?
Certainly is, but it's the fact of though. Again, there's so many people that are out to get people, and it's like, why just? I mean, I don't get it. At the end of the day, instead of focusing on someone else, focus on your
No.
own individual, you know, life groups or whatever. That's what I do. The more I focus on the negative side of someone targeting me, the less work, evening, the less work it is, you know, that I get done for my groups and people. You know what I mean? Like, the more I focus on that, the less work gets done, and the more people know about it. So the best way to do it is just, you know, ignore what's being happened, especially the negative stuff, and just go from there. Now, don't get me wrong. If you said something about void resonance, or, you know, someone that's in the group, then that's criticism. Now, if you were to go to me and say it's fucking shit, Tunstall, obviously, you know, I'll laugh, but I may go to, you know, silently and ask why it's shit. And then if you give me a valid response saying, you know, there's no event at this time, which that is a valid response, by the way, I would investigate and see what we could do from there. But if you were to tell me, oh, it's just fucking shit, that's not a valid response.
Yeah, it's not
I'll just
very
go, yeah,
nice.
okay, yeah, you know, you're not giving me any tips here.
But yeah, if you could have one message for anybody who'd possibly be watching, what would it be?
Well, the one message I will give to the viewers or community, give Twisty Punch a chance. So, like, you know, even though it's me that told them, I presume I can call you them, yeah? Even though it's me that came to them and told them to interview me first, let them interview you. Because, look, I mean, look how successful this is going to be. And, you know, everyone starts from somewhere. Like I said before, I started from nothing to begin with. And, you know, even now, managed to grow. And I'm still growing more than what we're doing now, so to speak. Little ones running around. And that's just the way it is. Like, in order to grow, you have to have a communal standpoint with people. So you have to know the community to be the community. And I think the little shit are throwing stuff.
All right, man. Well, you know,
But yeah, that's
thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. It was really fun. Bye, everybody.
good. Thank you for the interview.